Hello, everybody. Welcome to Larry the Pen Book Shack number 63. I'm Larry. So, how you folks doing today? Me? Hey, I'm alive. I'm kicking. I can at least get to my pens, enjoy all my fountain pens, my inks, my pens. Again, pens, paper. Uh, Having fun with them and getting me all inky, which is a life of a pen person, right? Correct. So anyway, today is another talk day. Go ahead, Mr. Announcer. When they come on, just go ahead.
Hello to Frank and Kara.
Okay, because I don't last long on the iPad. So today in question. Well, before I get to that, let me get some thanks out from one of my pen pals, from Andreas. How do you pronounce that last name?
Janke.
Janke, from Germany. Send me some ink samples. Thank you very much. Which I do like, and they are the Faber-Castell inks, the moss green, the deep sea green, the hazelnut brown, and the violet blue. I've tried the moss green, haven't got to the deep sea green yet, Andreas, or the hazel brown or the violet, but I'll get to it. And so far, I'm liking the colors of the green, really nice greens. So, thanks again, all the way from Germany. Cool. Okay, if I missed anything else before I go into my spill, the Pilot Parallel 2.4 millimeter. And while I'm at it, let me just get this other one out. I'm always prepared, right? Right.
Hello to Derek.
Hey, Derek. This is the 6.0 millimeter. Again, 2.4. And let me know if you folks out there use these. And great for calligraphy. You know, I've got two others that already I'm using. I haven't got to these yet, but eventually I will. I'm learning how to write, how to use these pens. So, all right, that's on. And let's see what else I wanted to talk about.
Frank says that Kara has used those.
Who does?
Kara.
Okay, does she like them? Does she like them? And has she used the 2.4, the 6.0 and 2.4? That's a question. So while I'm waiting for that answer, I'm going to talk a little bit about a review I'm doing soon.
Yes, they are fun.
So she has those nib sizes. The field notes. It's a Chinese-made book, and it's a copy. And what does that remind you of? Field book of the field notes. Yep. That's what it reminds me of. I think they're like $5-6, and you get 6 or 5 of them. I think it's a yellow, orange, a black, and a gray. I'm thinking, but anyway, they're okay books. They're they're almost like the field notes. Here's the field notes, and here's the field book. So, about the same, right? And the field notes up in front, and the field book. So, almost the same. The field notes has a better paperweight than the field book. The field book will tend to show through more severely or have a much more of a bleed through on the paper. So I thought I'd bring that up for now. So, okay. So, talk about the pen that I did a review on. And let me get my notes out here. It was on the Duckbill Gothic Parallel pen, which is this pen right here. here it is. It comes in this sleeve. Uh, and I'll pull it out, and on top of the cap, you'll see the Wing Song has a little logo up there, on there. But it doesn't have any other kind of markings on the pen. Besides, the nib has Wing Song on there, definitely. And if I can focus it, probably the best I can do. Extra fine on the nib. And it writes really nice. But Chris let me know, one of the reviewers, and so did JJ, if you're on there, that, well, JJ said that they may have sent me the wrong pen, because this pen, if it's a Duckbill Gothic, why does it have the Wing Song? Are they in the same family as the Duckbill Gothic is? Now this pen reminds me of the Wing Song 303.
Hello to Pete.
So, in fact, I had one of these, same color. They come in, I think, 4 or 5 colors, and I gave it away already. But so interesting.
And to Derek, yes, he's been in contact with the seller about that.
And I'm really not getting anywhere with the seller. I'm not sure if I'm explaining well enough to him or her, or if they really understand me. But he or she claims it is the Duckbill Gothic. I had 3 pens on order, the 1.1 and 1.5 as well. I never got those, I just got this one. So he never charged me for the other 2. So I really don't know what's going on. And you know, I've said this before in the review, looks like you can make this into an eyedropper. And I have checked for cracks and stuff, and there's no cracks in here whatsoever. So I'm pretty well okay with, yeah, it can be an eyedropper, and I will do a re-review on this pen later next week as an eyedropper. I just don't get into eyedroppers, and I don't really like to eyedrop a pen if I don't have to. But in this case, I think I have to, just to make triple sure that I'm correct and what I have said is correct. So, you know, why don't I like eyedroppers? There's nothing wrong with it. No, I just like to change my inks out too much, and if I fill it up too much with ink, then I'll take forever to use up the ink. But as much as I write, people say you shouldn't, and write, but I don't like eyedroppers. So I thought I'd bring that up to everybody's attention. Well, back to this pen. On the Wing Song, what number is this one? The 590. Remember this big one? It has the logo on the clip, the same logo on top of the cap of the Duckbill Gothic. And my other Wing Song, it doesn't have it, but it does have the same logo on the nib as the Duckbill. The other Wing Song I have has the same logo on the clip as the Duckbill does on top. And last but not least, the Wing Song, don't see a number, I can't find the number. Anyway, here it is, 235, I believe, has the same logo on the nib as it does on here. So, you know, I don't have abundance of Wing Songs, but I have enough to know that this is really a Wing Song to me. But anyway, it is what it is, right? So, there was another one I was going to show you that I did the review on, and I just can't seem to find it, but we'll talk for that on another day. Here's an interesting pen that I'm doing a review on. I'm having another problem. This pen I ordered from Pen BBS, extra fine nib. Now, what does that look like to you? Does that look like a Pen BBS? Okay.
Hello to Ink Guy.
Well, it's not. It's a Jinhao 159. I have a lot of them. And on the sleeve, you can see where somebody wrote EFN, extra fine nib. Okay. So whoever put the pen in the sleeve marked the label.
And hello to Books.
Well, I don't have any Jinhao 159s with extra fine nibs, and I haven't seen any yet. And I didn't ink it up till today to test it, but on the tip, I was looking at the tip of the nib, there's too much of a tip going on there for it to be even a fine. So after I inked it up, I tested it and it writes more of a medium. So I did contact the seller on this one. And here's another one. He apologized and said that we will make it right. And I sent pictures of the pen and of the label and of the nib and tried to explain to him this is the wrong pen. Well, they do sell these pens on his site, correct. They sell the Wing Songs and the Jinhao, these. But when I ordered the Pen BBS, not this one. And he said, this is what you ordered, and I send it. And I'm trying to explain, no, this is not what I ordered. I ordered a Pen BBS. This is what came in its place. So, here we go again. It's only 99 cents, which is a good deal for this pen. It really is. For a Jinhao 159, 99 cents. I'm not complaining that at all. That's a good bargain. But what I paid was, I think, $4.59 or $5 something for the Pen BBS, which I didn't get. And I'm not getting nowhere. So, anyway, I have another Jinhao here that I have to mark them because, as you all know, the nibs aren't marked. And this is a broad nib. And it, to me, doesn't write like a true broad nib.
Hello to Manfred.
So, again, these are some of the problems that I've encountered with some of the Chinese pens. So, Chinese pens do tend to copy a lot of the other pens that are out, and really big on the Lamy Safari as well. They make decent pens and they're affordable. I wish more Chinese makers would start marking their nibs like one Jinhao. I wish they would do that on their nibs because you don't know what you're getting, but unless you're sure of how to read that nib, once you fill it up and write with it and maybe put it up against another nib that's supposed to be a fine, and you're not sure if that Jinhao is a medium or a fine. But then also sometimes you may get a pen that says fine, but it's more of a fine medium, if you can understand where I'm coming from. So, but anyway, I thought I'd bring that up to your attention. Have you had any problems with, if you bought any Chinese pens recently, and if you ever had any difficulty with the nibs? I'd like to hear your story. Okay, next, going on here. I will be doing a review coming up this week on, it's called, just like I'm going to read it like I saw it on the eBay, one piece, small, fresh, lightweight, and popular multicolor fountain pen. And I'll give the rest of the details later when I do the review. The brand is an unbranded generic Chinese. and the model is small fresh. Okay. So I've never seen this kind of pen. Well, I've seen the pen before. It's a copy of another pen, but the names they're using, that, it just, I'm baffled by the names. I'm just not sure the names, the reasons why they name them like this. And is it because the Chinese have different uh, meanings to the words they use on the pens? That's what I'm trying to understand. Anybody out there know? Please fill me in on it. Okay. Also, while we're on it, as you can see up there hanging, I do have the latest new t-shirt that's come out, and I'm really proud of the t-shirt. As you can see, there's 6 pins up there. So one is the American Graffiti, the Heinz American Graffiti, and the other one is the, do you remember what that one is, Mr. Announcer?
No, don't.
Without me looking it up. It's not the Beacon. Beacon is the purple color. And then there's the Montblanc Vintage 149, the Montblanc Sergeant Pepper, and the great, lovely, wet Visconti Homo sapien. Last but not least, a favorite of mine, the Visconti Opera with the palladium nib. Really all enjoyable pens.
Hello to David L.
Hey, David L. So that just came out, just received that, and I do like the way the cuffs of the t-shirt are black and around the neck. That's kind of cool. I'm really digging on that. Can't wait to get my skinny body into that. That's cool. I really dig t-shirts. I really dig bow ties. Bow ties and t-shirts. That's what I like to wear nowadays. So that's just my thing. Okay, what else? I had a person contact me that they couldn't find me on Facebook on the Larry the Pin Bug Pin Pal, and they've been looking for that, and they've been following me. Go ahead.
Frank shared a link for nibs for the Duckbill Gothic.
Yeah, I saw that. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm debating, should I try to reorder again, because I really want to see what they're actually like. Go ahead. Okay.
Oh, he's giving the listing off of AliExpress.
Real quick, let me get off my subject, but on AliExpress, I used to order from them, and the first 2 orders came in pretty quick. The last order took me almost 3 months to straighten out. I never got the pen, and every time I called, I talked to somebody. You had to wait so long, then you had to file a grievance or something. I did all this and wait. So this went on for 3 months. So I finally got straight, got my money back, and then I stopped ordering. So that's why I haven't ordered anymore from them. But anyway, back to the shirt. So anyway, that's the newest shirt that's come out. So again, you can find them on Zazzle's website. So I'm excited about the shirt.
Manfred likes the shirt.
Yeah, they're cool. Thank you, Manfred. All right. We'll be doing another live chat next week. Not sure what date yet. The Fort Worth Pen Club. Got to mention that. Fort Worth Pen Club. Yep. It's going to be happening the second Monday of this month of May. Where? At the Dixie
House Cafe.
At what time?
6:30.
And where's it located at?
Euland Street.
Euland Street. Yep. And we always have a lot of fun. People like you and me, pin guys, pin girls, pin people, and we talk about pens and share pens and inks and papers, and we share our stories, and we have our dinner, and we do our bonding. So that's cool. I do want to say that what I'm attempting to do is I'm going to try to contact a college here in Fort Worth to see if I can get plugged into whatever student society on campus is interested in fountain pens, vintage and new. If I can find any people, then I would let them know about the pen club that we have every other month. Go ahead.
Yes, Jerry, she can.
Well, I didn't see it. What was it?
He wants to know if he comes to the Fort Worth Pen Club, can his wife wear her hijab?
Sure. Welcome, welcome. So that's what I plan on working on. Okay. Uh, I've had some viewers that have mentioned to me several times that they've had stumbled over my YouTube channel. They never knew I was around. Just if it just by chance they just found it. They were looking for something else, and then my name came up, so they checked it out, and of course they subscribed. So some folks mentioned about tags. Well, we've done put in all the tags that we can think of, and then some. I've had some pen sellers that suggested some tags. I did this. I've had people suggest to keep a video shorter. I understand why, and I agree with them. I've had people say, no, you need to make it longer. And then other people just say, keep doing what you're doing. I've done the shorter ones before, and they're okay. I do them periodically if I don't have much to say about a certain product. But I cannot do a good review that takes 45 minutes to maybe an hour in 7 minutes. I just haven't found that way yet. But so I guess my whole question is anybody aware how I can get me YouTube channel out more? If so, is it all about the tags or what? That's what I really need to work on. Anything interesting, Mr. Announcer? I can't see on this. Okay. So, okay. What do you think?
Use 3 to 5 tags.
Use 3 to 5 tags. Okay, the question of that is, I think we use, 8 tags, 9 tags?
Probably about 8.
And because we did use 2 or 3 tags and nothing was happening, so people were saying, use more, use this, 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 this. So, has it helped any? Maybe a little bit, but we're still not where we need to be. Uh-huh.
I'm looking.
Okay. While Mr. Announcer checks out, because on my iPad, the little messages don't stay on very long, so I don't have enough time to.
Okay, Ink Guy says too many tags confuse the algorithm.
Okay. Well, we will try that. We will try doing 2 or 3 tags again and see what happens. But there has to be some kind of magic, some kind of solution to fix the problem. We don't know what it is on this end, so that's that. All right. Okay, folks, I'm going to have a question for y'all. Do you all have a favorite nib? If so, what nib is it? And is it a number 5 or a number 6? Favorite nib. As far as the steel nib goes, I have a few favorites. Well, I do like a number 6 the best. I do like the Goulet, Anderson, some of the Knox nibs that I've tried, and the Heinz number 6 nibs. So, and I'm just curious to see if anybody out there besides me uses any of those nibs at all. What I've done recently with my Monteverde Sequoia, I finally had enough guts to pull that nib out and put in a different nib. I really don't like doing that. I like to keep them as original as they came, but I do want to write with the pen, so I have to make a pen more enjoyable to meet my nib. So that's what I did, and I like it.
To Derek, he's wearing an Apple Watch.
Oh, yeah, Apple Watch.
Okay, David L. Favorite he's used is the Lamy 2000, one of two gold nibs that I've used thus far. For a steel nib, Goulet nibs are hard to beat. Pete likes the Schmidt number 514K.
I don't think that I've ever used a Schmidt gold nib. I've used their steel nibs, but I'm trying to recall, and I just don't think I have. How many people out there, while that question is still fresh on your mind, how many people out there have tried the new ink that came out, that exclusive for Hippo, the KWZ Hawaii Blue? That's some good stuff. I really do like that ink. Nice color. Thought I'd mention that out there. And do we have any journal folks out here today? I'm a big journal. I write, write, write. I religiously write every single day. Even if I'm sick with the flu. Bleh. Might not write as much, but I write. You know, that's the way I bond with my fountain pens. Right. And that's what my fountain pens to me are for. Write. So what do? I write and write and write. And what is my favorite on paper I write on in my journals or my pen pal letters? Tomo River paper, baby. Yep, the 52G paper. I like the thin, beautiful flow of that Tomo River paper. I prefer that best over the Tomo River paper. What is that, 64 or whatever? The thicker one. It's okay, but I like what I have.
Ink Guy says he wants to try the KWZ ink, but he still hadn't received his Kickstarter yet.
Oh, okay. So did you, on the Kickstarter, referring to the Hippo journal that she's putting out? Is that what you're talking about? Dun, 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 dun. Ah, okay.
Yes.
When did you order that, Ink Guy? See, I had to cancel my order because it was taking over 6 months, man. So I gave up. It could have been 8 months. Wasn't her fault. I mean, she refunded my money, but it just took so long. She ran into some difficulties on quality control, so she had to have them redo it.
Yeah, he was a backer on it.
Okay. Oh, wow. When they first came out then. Yeah, you've been there a long time. Have you checked with her to see when she thinks you'll get it? Because they've been shipping them out, what I've heard. Yeah, it's a bummer. Ooh, that's the only thing bad about the Kickstarter. It looks like you have to wait so long.
Yes, but no response.
Huh. She gets back to me real quick. Have you send her a message using the Facebook Messenger? That's how I get a hold of her pretty quick. I know David C. What's David?
David L? No, David C.
Yeah, David.
Carricker.
Carricker, yeah. David Carricker brought one to the Fort Worth Club meeting when we met a few months ago and showed me his.
Let's see. Okay, back on the nibs. Manfred's favorite nibs are Montblanc 149 or 146, the older nibs, all gold, or the Pelican nibs from the 60s.
Okay, yeah. Those are good nibs, good nibs. Have you all heard any rumors about the, let's see, is it Visconti that may go back to gold nibs instead of the palladium nibs. I've heard a rumor on that. If so, which would you prefer, the gold or the palladium? I know, for me, I have a couple of vintage Visconti's gold nibs, 14Ks, and I like them. I probably like them a bit more than the palladium myself.
Manfred says it seems they really changed to the older nibs.
Okay.
And Frank has heard that the palladium nibs aren't very good.
They're okay, but they're not my favorite cup of tea.
And is that all of them or just some?
As far as all the nibs,
Yeah.
oh, I think it's just the whole line of palladium for them. I'm thinking, uh, because I've not talked to 2 or 3 different people, but I may have talked to over 20 people that have said the same thing about the palladium nib. They just didn't really care for them. Some said they're okay. Out of those 20, 30 people, some said they were okay. Uh, they're fine, but I really don't feel it. They don't write as well as the gold nibs.
David L. hasn't used either, but would like to try the palladium. Said it might be an improvement to switch.
So, David L., do you have the gold nib? I'm thinking if you do and you try the palladium nib, I think you're going to find that gold nib to be more of your liking, I think. I can be wrong. We're all different.
Manfred said he heard just some of the nibs, not all.
Okay, if that's the case, then what year would be the best uh, nibs put out as far as palladium goes for Visconti, and which year would be the worst year for palladium nibs for Visconti? And then we'll go into the Mont Blanc.
Okay, to your question for David, no, he doesn't. He's chasing it and just waiting for the funds to catch up.
Okay. Can I make a face? What? Huh. As Mr. Announcer's seriously looking at his phone for messages, and he's ready to take on the task. And he's not smiling. Frowning now. Hmm. Well, while that question is still going through your head, because I'm really curious about this, a whole lot of curious going on.
Hello to Michelle.
Michelle's in the house. Hello, Michelle. Mont Blanc nibs. Mont Blanc nibs. Okay, here's what I'm hearing. Vintage gold is better than the 18 gold nibs. That's one. Also, some say that depending on the year of Mont Blanc, I'm not sure if they said the 50s weren't as good, but the 60s were good. Or it could be vice versa. But depending on the year, some were good for Mont Blanc and some weren't so good for Mont Blanc. I have the vintage, I have the 18K, and I do have to say my vintage really works a bit better than the 18K. It's more springier, the nib, and it just, I don't know, I could feel that a little better than the 18K nib. Now, the 18K is not a bad nib whatsoever, and I still enjoy using it. But that 14K just sang a little bit better tune than the 18 did.
Manfred agrees. And Michelle, unfortunately for her, the Mont Blanc is out of her price range.
Well, yeah, and you know, it's really out of mine, but I wanted them so bad that I saved and didn't buy pens. I even ran out of paper, believe it or not, and I had to go to, I don't know what it was I was using. Ugh. But no paper, no inks. I just kept using my samples of what bottles I had. I saved up and bought Mont Blancs, and then later again I did the same thing, and then I sold some pens to get other Mont Blancs. So anytime I have a higher end pen, I have to really work at it to get it. I just can't buy one, say, okay, I want that Mont Blanc for $1,000 and hit PayPal and it's done. No, that ain't gonna happen. But I do get them up. Right now, I have more than enough pens. But being a reviewer, I have to try other pens, test them, and review them. So it's a ongoing process.
Oh, Manfred has 6 Mont Blancs,
Right.
five vintage ones.
All right, tell us about those. 14 karat gold, medium, what size nibs? Cool.
Michelle, I agree with you. I think those pens would stay home as for me as well.
And she said something about her limit.
Her limit is 200.
You know what I used to do? I used to buy, oh, I must have had over 300 Jinhaos at one time. And, but through the years, I've given all those pens away. So I'm not even saying, I haven't even included all those Jinhaos, not even mention the Heroes or the Bowers or whatever other pens I bought for giveaways included to my collection. And my collection is one that I use, not just look at.
Hello to Farhat. You made it in time.
Yeah, you're back. La la. I love the doggy. Kisses and hugs for the doggies. Okay. So, talking about the Mont Blanc Gold Nib, vintage nibs.
And hello, George.
Well, George is in the house. Peace. Well, you know what? I'm okay right now. This morning I was kind of like dragging, and I was feeling sorry for myself doing the yans and all that good garbage. And but you know, I did make it to Starbucks, and I had my vanilla latte. What a picker upper! And of course my breakfast. And I do my journal like I do every day. And came home and had lunch and piddling around, gotten ready for the chat live, and I'm good to go. While we're waiting for any more answers from anybody on Mont Blanc vintage.
Let's see. Michelle says, as a reviewer, you don't have to do all the pens. You could always revisit pens.
That's what I'm doing.
And do more pen case talk like we're doing.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. Because I just ain't got no money. You know? And then all these other reviewers are popping up with all these cool pens, even though they're really affordable pens. You know, I just don't have that ability, that luxury. So I revisit a lot because Lord knows I have plenty to revisit. And I love doing the live chat. That way we can all hang out and just talk our talk.
George asks, how do you like the Mont Blanc 149 versus the Pelican 1000?
Oh, I just knew it. Okay. I just knew. I get that question a lot asked, and also with the King of Pens. That's a tough one. Well, I'll tell you what, before I cut my throat, let's throw that back out to the viewers. What do you folks prefer if you own a 1000 Pelican and a Mont Blanc?
Let's see. Hello to M. Duran. He has one Montblanc. It's a 342 with an oblique fine 14 karat nib. And Michelle recommends slowing down and save so that you can get the ones you want.
I have. And I'm really saving for 4 pins I really want. Maybe I can stand out on the corner with a cup and sell pencils.
But it's his life, so that's what he likes to do.
And make faces.
And Michelle says Pelican is overpriced.
A lot of pins are overpriced. To be honest, at least I think so.
Farrat says he would prefer the Pelican 1000.
That's a kick-ass pin. It truly is. I love my bug bow tie. See, the little beetles. I just love it. Jealous. I got my pins out there. I'm such a jerk. I'm a geek. What the heck? I don't care. All right, what we're doing is, okay, look, pin shows are coming up. Who's going to a pin show? Where and what do you plan on buying? My pin show coming up. Go ahead.
David L. likes the 1000 also.
That's a bad boy. Yeah, I got the 1800.
And does Manfred too.
Pelican puts out some really top-notch nibs.
Hello, Kevin.
Kevin's in the house. Colorado show. Go ahead.
Yeah, Michelle's going to the Colorado show. Nothing that she's looking for, just seeing some pin friends.
Yeah, I can't wait to go.
Now, Pete says he can't afford a Montblanc, so he got a Jinhao 450.
Oh, I have plenty of Jinhao 450s and 750s and 159s. I love them. I like changing out the nibs.
And Frank's going to move theirs to the, I'm sorry, Frank's going to go to the pin show in Dallas in September. Oh, okay. I hadn't looked at the date to see that. Michelle says that Dallas moved theirs to the weekend before Colorado this year.
I wonder why.
Maybe it was on the same, was it on the same day as theirs?
Is it still in September?
That's what Frank says.
You know, go ahead.
Dallas floats around. Colorado has always been the first weekend in October for the last 5 years.
What about Montblanc?
The Montblanc is, as Farad asks, is Montblanc also about prestige?
Yeah, I would have to, in my opinion, yeah. Again, I know a lot of people, and I'm not just blowing my whistle, that really use Montblancs as a prestige. And if you ever meet the folks that I know that have Montblanc, they'll carry it in their pocket and they want to make sure you see the little snow cap on top. Or they might, be talking, have you seen my Montblanc? They just really want to stand out.
Let's see. Manfred says his Pelican 1000 has good flex, rides very smooth, and that the newer Montblancs have all baby bottoms. And hello to Troy. Welcome. He's never been to the big pin shows, just local brick and mortar pin festivals.
I am going to have to send my Pelican 1000, which I do love, to get the baby bottoms taken out of it. I'm not going to try to do it because I'm not going to run the nib. So, and to Dan Smith, who usually works on my nibs, I checked him out a couple of weeks ago, see if he had time to do it. But right now he's 2 to 3 months booked with work, so he can't do it. And, I've had the baby bottom on that pin since I got it. And I was just trying to give some time. Maybe it's me No, I knew in my heart it was baby's bottom, but I didn't want to accept it. But you know what? Because it has that problem, I don't use that pen hardly ever, and I do love that pen sincerely. So I've made this decision. I'm going to get that corrected because I want to use the heck out of it.
Let's see. Michelle says send the pen to Mark Bacchus. He has a faster turnaround.
Mark,
Mark
in
Bacchus.
fact, Michelle, send me that name. Do you have a link or somewhere I can get a hold of him without being so lazy to look him up? I'll check that out. And where does he live? And is he really good?
Okay. Frank says the Dallas Pen Show is in 28th and 29th of September. Yeah, that's later than what was before, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, much later.
Michelle will carry her Brooks Purple Sparkly Pen for Prestige. And purple is good.
For what now?
Brooks Purple Sparkly Pen.
Okay.
She likes that one. Farrat doesn't have any pen shows where he lives, unfortunately. And welcome to Catchper, who asks, do you recommend Sailor Ink?
Yeah, I love Sailor Ink. I really do. And which one? Well, there's just so many of them. Yeah, I like them.
Let's see. Troy says the most expensive pen he owns is the Pilot Twilight Vanishing Point.
Okay, nice pen.
Let's see. Oh, Manfred says that there in Austria, Mont Blanc isn't considered prestige because nearly everyone uses one. In fact, they get Mont Blancs as presents with bigger ball pens and roller balls also.
I'll be damned.
Okay, the website is for Mark Bacchus's nib grinder.
Nib grinder.
Nib grinder.
And where's he live? And that's Mark.
Yeah, Mark Bacchus, Bacas.
And that last name rings a bell for some reason.
Georgia, she believes.
Oh, okay, cool. Does he come to the Dallas Pen Show, I wonder? Mark Mack, okay, lives in Georgia. Okay, George. Yeah, because I've got to get it done, and I tell you what.
Okay, she said he does go to Dallas.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm not going to wait till September. I need it done. I need that's a priority over anything right now because I got to get my Pelican 1000 taken care of.
Okay, hello to Yamon, and he asks, do you like conical nibs? He doesn't see too many new pens with them.
I'm not familiar with that at all. Kind of share the stories about those nibs. Has anybody else ever heard of those nibs? I may have seen a nib here and there. I think maybe on eBay looking for something, but I've never really went into really study them.
Okay.
Frank, send me that to my messenger. Would you pretty please, Frank?
Okay, this year Bacchus is going to Colorado and Masuyama will be going to Dallas.
Yeah, I heard Masuyama, and I bet you that's going to be lined up the door for him because I heard he's mucho popular.
Okay, the Schaefer touchdowns and snorkels from the 50s have the conical nibs.
Ah, okay, gotcha. I do have some snorkels, but I'm not sure if they would be the conical nibs or not. Do the nibs look different?
Let's see. Kevin asks, what is your favorite pen under $50?
Wow. I do like the Pilot Prera, the All Star, Twisby.
Michelle likes the Twisby also, the Echo.
I do like Noodlers, I have to say it. Uh, I do like the Monteverde and the Conklin pens. They're pretty cool.
And then I Gran, hello, asks, is it normal that his pen feels differently on different types of paper?
Yeah, you're gonna. At least it did for me. I got different feels from different papers I've used. I did a video. I don't know, it could be 2 years ago, and I must have tested the pen on 6 to 8 different or 10 different brands of paper, and talked about how the nib and ink felt on the paper, and how the nib performed on the paper, and how the ink held up on the paper.
Yeah, Michelle says it's a total experience between the paper, pen, and ink. Troy, hello, Troy, would like to meet Nathan Tardis at the pen show in Boston.
Okay.
Nathan Tardis.
TARDIS. Okay.
Sorry, Tardif?
That name rings a bell. I'm trying to place why.
He makes noodlers.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And speaking of noodlers, my beloved Noodlers Conrad. Check it out, right? Finally got it fixed. So, and who was that did that for me? Because I need to give him a special thank you, and I did send him a thank you card. So let me just pull that out while you're reading messages, Mr. Announcer.
What's the cost on that noodler?
$40. And for me, I think well worth the money. Love them. John from Luxury Brand Pens. For here it's called Luxury Brands of America. And he's out in Frisco, baby, Texas. So, John, if you ever listen to my shows, thank you very much for helping me on my quest to repair the Noodlers Conrad. Not only did he repair it, he just sent me a new one. So thanks a lot.
And iGran says that Nathan's channel is Ink Need Last Forever. Is that his YouTube channel? Then we have, let's see, Matthew said he just got his first Conrad, took out the flex nib and put in a Goulet 1.1 stub. Very nice writer.
You know, I've done that, but you know what? I do like the Noodler's nibs. The flex nibs or regular nibs. I just like them. When I first got it, they were okay. Then I didn't really care for it. Then when I finally got back into the pen, I really started to really bond with the nib. So for me, yeah, Noodlers, I like Noodlers. In the story.
Michelle says John and Carol of Luxury Brands go to Colorado every year.
Okay. So have you met them? They seem like pretty nice people. I've never met them, but you know, John really helped me. The first that came to my aid, and everybody else like tried to get help from either never replied or couldn't do anything for me.
Yeah, they're based in Texas.
That's what I like, right in deep on the heart of Texas.
Matthew says just to make sure to heat set the nibs, or there may be hard starts or blobbing. Troy has a Neponset, the wettest writing pen that he owns with a music nib. Took some adjusting to get it right.
Huh. I have the Neponset, and I've never had any problems with it. Love it. I wish I had another one, but they're like $70, and I I don't have that extra money to blow on it right now, but I really do like the Ponsets.
Let's see. Frank says John and Carol work well with the Andersons at the Dallas Pen Show.
Okay. Are they close to the Andersons table?
Usually.
Okay.
Yeah, Michelle says both normally located together wherever they attend.
And I'm sure I must have passed by their table. Probably stopped there several times. Interesting. Okay.
Let's see. Luxury Brands is a wholesaler. You can pick out a pen from Luxury and then buy it from the Andersons.
Oh, really? How does that work? Okay, you pick out a pen from the Luxury and you buy it from Anderson's. So, are they just distributors?
Yes.
Ah, thank you. Yeah, get me hip on this then. That's who they just so they're distributors of not just Noodlers but of other pens I've seen then.
Also distributors for Platinum.
Okay, that's another one. Yeah.
Let's see. Troy asks, how many pen shows have you been to?
I just go to the Dallas Pen Show.
And we've been there twice.
What is Frank saying?
Luxury keeps track and then bills the Andersons at the end of the show. They Michelle says cannot usually sell to individuals.
Michelle said they cannot sell to individuals. Luxury can't, right?
Right.
So
You
if somebody sees a pen that Luxury and they want that Noodlers or whatever, even a Platinum, they go to the Anderson's pen and they buy it. And then the John or his wife keep track of how many, and I guess that's how they make their money.
Yeah.
I'm still confused. So how does Anderson make their money if Luxury gets their money?
I'm sure there's a percentage involved.
Yeah.
Manfred asks, have you had experience with the Platinum President?
No, that's on my list. The Platinum Music and the Platinum President, and I do want the Sailor Togito or Negatogi, something like that. Those three are on my list.
Okay, Michelle says what they did at Colorado, you get the pen from Luxury Brands, then take the pen to Anderson's, and they do the money transaction. Anderson pays wholesale, we pay retail, so Anderson makes the profit.
Okay.
Yeah. So Anderson makes a portion of the sale off of that.
So it's a win-win for really everybody, all three: Luxury, Anderson's, and the consumer buying the pen. That's kind of like sharing the love. I like that. So what if somebody just went to Anderson's table and bought a Noodler's pen? And I don't think I've seen any Noodler's pens on the Anderson table. At least I haven't noticed any.
Okay, Troy asks, are you interested in the Conklin Duraflex?
I have one. Love it. Yep, I do love the pen.
Okay, the Andersons will not carry Noodler's pens on their tables. Manfred got a Duraflex from a seller in Ireland, and he likes it also.
Michelle, dumb question, but why don't they put Noodler's pens on their table? Is because they're with Luxury pens or something tied into that? They carry them online, yeah.
Yeah. How does the Duraflex? I'm sorry. Yeah. How does the Conklin Duraflex compare to an Ahab?
The Conklin Duraflex compared to an Ahab. To me, I think the Ahab might have just a little bit more than the Conklin, but Conklin has some nice wetness, and so does the Noodlers, but maybe just a bit more flex than the Conklin, because I've been playing with both of them. So, uh, they both can railroad if you put too much pressure on it, right? So, uh, and I'm still learning all the flex routines, but that's what I've gotten out of it so far.
Let's see. Michelle says the Ahab is never flexed for her. Better is just a rider. Manfred says he thinks the Ahab has a little more flex, but the Conklin looks better with the black nib.
Doesn't it though? It looks wicked, doesn't it? Yep.
And then back on the luxury brands, and the Andersons don't carry the luxury brands on their table because the luxury is there next to them.
Okay.
So they just do the work together thing.
Very interesting. Thank you for that education today. Give me more. Feed me, feed me, feed me. This is better than a talking storybook.
Hello to Alex. Do you consider yourself a collector of fountain pens?
Yes, no, collector user, because I use on my pens. On some collectors, they just collect and they never use them. I know two of them that never use their pens. They sit in a showcase and they're just there to look at and never use them to write. And then I know others that they, like me, they collect them and they write with them. But I'm very limited on the collection that I would like to collect because I couldn't afford them. Like some collect on Montblancs or Visconti or Sailors, etc. I made one or two or three of those pens because they're just too expensive.
Let's see, back on the Ahab, Michelle says that she doesn't use her Ahabs anymore because they frustrated her. She likes the FC Yovo Flex nib, more of a shock absorbing nib than Flex.
Well, Michelle, what colors of Ahab do you have? I have the clear, the blue, and the red. You have any other colors than that? Because I wouldn't mind trading something.
Manfred says the Ahab frustrated him as well. After washing the nib and feed, the Ahab never did well.
Hmm.
We need to get Kara and Michelle together and have the battle of the pink and the purple.
Oh, yes, wouldn't that be cool? Pink versus purple, purple versus pink.
Let's see. Michelle says hers was green, but the Noodler's King Philip Requiem stained it, and it's ugly now.
Well, good. Send it to me if you don't want it. I'll unstain it, I think. Because that's green I don't have. Anybody don't like their pens? Send them to a new home.
Yes, this is the Pen Adoption Society
Yes,
here.
I adopt the pens and I give them a good, loving home. Tinkered with.
Yeah, Nathan made his pens to be tinkered with. Ink Guy says the Ahab nib needs to be aligned properly to the grip section.
Here's that washing machine. Huh, maybe you just have a defective nib. Maybe the feed on it's bad. Well, I must be really lucky because, let's see, I have, for real, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Noodlers. Ahabs and Conrads and one ink. and I've never yet have ever had any problems just with that one conduit that the piston broke inside and got replaced. So I really like them, you know.
Let's see. Frank says they outplaced a half a dozen pins to a mom and the daughter they visited on their trip to San Antonio. Michelle says the King Philip Requiem was a limited edition ink for the Boston show in 2015.
The King what?
King Philip Requiem.
Is that by Noodler? By who?
Yeah, who's that by, Michelle? Yeah, is King Philip the manufacturer? Noodlers. The Wendigo she traded you was a limited pen for that Boston show as well.
Yeah. Which I do love. La? This is a Michelle right here. This is a Michelle pen. So when I pick up the pen and write with it, it reminds me of Michelle. I can see Michelle at the table as she uncaps her pen and she puts it neatly onto paper and she writes.
Let's see, Manfred bought an Ahab, but says his just didn't do very well.
Beautiful purple. I know you love them, Michelle. Beautiful, are they not? Beautiful. Jinhao purple, 750 and 450. Oh, they are pretty.
Okay, Frank says the King Philip is a purple special edition pen. And, George asks the question here for everybody. If you could only use one fountain pen for the rest of your life, which would it be?
And I can never answer that question. What would it be?
Well, wouldn't it be your Beatles pen?
That would be one of them. It would be the Beatles Kingpin or the Pelican. Yeah, it would be the Beatles, Sergeant Pepper, or the King of Pins, or the Pelican 1000.
Frank chooses the vintage Estabrook. Michelle chooses Lamy. David L. says his All-American. And Ink Guy chooses Ahab.
Now, don't get me wrong, All-American kicks, but I've got about 5 of those. They're awesome. So put me on the spot when we said that. I'll eat my words.
Michelle also says possibly the FC66. Manfred chooses the Nakaya.
The Nakaya. Yeah, I've heard of that one.
For George, it would be the Conid Minimalistica. Frank, for Kara, it would be a Lilas Platinum 3776.
I love that pen. I have the Century 3776, and that's another one I didn't even mention.
Michelle says the key is having spare nib units for the one pen, so that would make it more usable.
See, what I like about the Jinhao 159s, that's my favorite size pen. That I can tell you is my favorite size. You know, the 149 King of Pens, I like that girthiness, and I like the weight of it. And so the 159 and the 750 and 450 that uses number 6 nibs are my favorite pens to really get into, because I can change out nibs. I can have a fine, a medium, a broad, a 1.1, 1.5, whatever number 6 nib in those pens, and just have a field day just writing.
Pete chooses the Danitrio.
Never heard of that one. There's quite a few pens I've never heard of.
I'll get possible mispronunciation on that. Danitrio. I've not heard of that one, so I'm not sure about the pronunciation on that. Troy chooses the Neponset.
Yay, Troy. Danny.
Okay, so Danny Trio. Sounds like Danny. Okay.
Yeah, don't get me to say him. I'll look
Okay.
him.
Danny Trio then. Okay.
Never heard of that one at all. Danny Trio. Let me have 2 Danny Trios, please. Easy on the nib.
High end pins on those. Okay.
You know, uh,
Kevin chooses the Parker 51.
when I go to the Dallas Pin Show, I've always seen the guy from the UK, the British guy, and he has all his pins in a pin case. He's right there. It's locked in, and he's the only one that can reach and get them. And he let me actually see one, and I held one. They're like $5,000, $10,000. Woo! Very expensive. So of course I walked away empty-handed.
Mhm. Okay. Frank gave us the webpage link for that Danny Trio.
And Frank is on the move today. Will all the monitors that are on today put on their names so everybody can see the monitors that are on today? And give a big hand to the monitors, because they're the ones that keep us safe.
Michelle likes her Parker 51 because it's purple.
I bet. Yep. Frank is
Yeah,
one.
Frank is the only one that has posted. Okay, Matthew's there too, yes.
Matthew's another. We got 2 on today. I know David C. Got a troll last time and zonked him out.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Frank, this one's between me and you know what I'm talking about. It came in, so I'll get it all together and get in touch. And that's called I've Got a Secret.
He says, cool.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's going to be awesome.
Kara says, what's that about?
That's none of your business. That's a secret. That's a guy thing. I know something I won't tell. I won't tell. She's going mega nuts.
Let's see. Pete says, I think he's referring to the Danny Trio. Says he bought it a long time ago.
How much did you pay for that Danny Trio? Too much. No.
Around 100 or so, he says.
Okay, it's not bad.
Wow.
What?
Frank took a quick look at eBay and says they run from 1 to 20,000.
What? $1 to $20,000.
Yes, Jerry, I do have an email address. I'm thinking you're probably not going to get one of the Danny Trios.
Right, right. But if you email him, he'll never answer you. So you might as well email me at mine.
Troy asks, what's your favorite nib size?
Medium. And then I do like the oblique, medium nibs.
Troy likes broad nibs.
Yeah. I have a few.
Jerry, if you'll email Larry, I'll let you know. Manfred likes broads and medium.
I do like some broads. I do have broads. I do have extra fine, medium, broad, 1.1, 1.5, 2 point something, 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 and something.
George likes fine nibs because they're more forgiving when using cheap paper.
What did he say? Went out. Something went out for somebody, but I know.
Oh, okay. Manfred says he watches all your videos.
Oh, cool. Thank you, man. Okay, here's the last question before I close up shop. Here it is. It's all about newbies. A person that has not even stepped a foot into the fountain pens yet, but it's a person thinking about getting into fountain pens. Now, what pen would you recommend to a newbie thinking about getting into fountain pens, and why? Now remember, money is involved as well.
Michelle says Pilot Varsity.
That's a good pen. I got them. Got them. And I was supposed to have done a review on them, but 4 months ago. Yep. Yeah, and you're right about that, Michelle. That you're definitely right. Because I've had Pilot Varsity since I've been in the fountain pen. And I use them there at my desk, and they've been sitting there 2 years, 3 years, some of them, and they write just fine.
And Pete recommends the Jinhao 250.
Okay.
Frank, a Platinum Preppy.
Good pen.
Kevin, Pilot Metropolitan.
Good one.
David L. also the Pilot Metropolitan.
Cool.
Michelle says problem with Jinhao is some people might not be comfortable buying one off of eBay, and George agrees.
That's why I usually get all mine off eBay. It just like takes forever to get here.
Manfred recommends the Twisby.
Good one.
Troy says the Faber-Castell Loom.
That's a good one. Got that one.
Let's see. Michelle says the Pop Metropolitan might be a hard sell because of the squeeze converter, so they need to be sure they're really interested.
Well, folks, looks like time has run out. So, I'll see you guys next week at the same pin time on Sunday. And I'll be doing another live chat during the week. Just don't know when, but I'll let everybody know. All right, hey, thanks everybody for taking the time out for joining me on the Pin Bug Chat on Sunday. So, take care, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye, Frank.